Hello, whoa, this lighting right here. We got a big job. The Z has been waiting for about two and a half years now for this job. I'm finally going to be doing the clutch on the floor in the garage. I was debating if I was going to take it to a shop or go to a shop with a hoist, but yeah, I was like, we started in the garage, we've done everything in the garage. Why not do this in the garage? The scariest part has been done, which is jack up the car on all fours. Never loved jacking up the car and putting on stands. That always scares me. As you can see, big spaceship. I bought a transmission adapter for the jack and just place it on there. So this is what we'll be using. First, we need to go inside the car and take off the shifter and all the surround and like the bolts and stuff. So if you have a stock shifter knob, this is going to be pretty hard to take off. Use like some vice grips or like multi grips to like crack it open. You'll probably, highly likely, you will destroy your stock shift knob. Just take that off and then just pull on these. It's just held on by some plastic clips. Okay, just like that. And so this is what it exposes, just this underneath. There's these bolts on all four corners, those two and two back here. These are all just 10mm bolts. This is the start of the job. This is supposed to be the easy part. These two back ones were such a pain. So that's done. Take this boot up. Oh my gosh. Yay! Two harness clips that attach to these little brackets here that were holding it in. So, I really should have watched something before I attempted this. And so we probably only have to drop this Xpipe here because we need to drop this and get to the drive shaft up there. I put my 12mm in the wrong spot. It was probably me. So I just took off these two bolts for the V brace that holds the ends of the W brace. And then there's these bolts in here on the other side. Okay, so these should just slide out from the V-brace slots. Xpipe is out. As always, check if the filler cap like actually comes loose. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's hope I don't drop this. Ooh, smells alright. Not too bad. Actually smells pretty bad, not gonna lie. All this space here is exposed. Just gonna take these bolts here from the drive shaft. Alright, so these drive shaft bolts are a 17mm. Oh no, that rolled so far. Oh yes, let's go. The trusty old spanner. Drive shaft out. The first thing is there's this harness here that wraps around the entire transmission. So we gotta take them off. And so they're just held on by brackets with a 10mm bolt, literally just like that, all around the transmission. Take off these O2 sensor plugs as well as this brace that holds the test pipes or your cats in. We've taken off this brace here and the O2 sensors that's here. Hopefully you guys disconnect the battery because yeah, as always. What I took off first is this connector here. That's not hard to take off. Now if you reach up here, you're gonna feel a tube. I don't know if you can see, but that tube that's wiggling around right now, that's the breather tube. There's no clips or anything on that, it's just fed onto the little snout. So yeah, just pull that off. So now we're just going to work on this harness. There's probably like 6 of these brackets around. I'm just feeling where the tension is and then I'm just moving with the tension, and where the tension is tight, there's probably a bracket there. This goes all the way up here, so I already know this one up here is going to be a pain. Now to think of it, I might have to take off this mid pipe here. Oh, that's super deep in. I don't know if I could get that. That's the last one. I don't even know if I could get that. Good job, Nissan. Okay, so this is a transmission, right? Just pretend this is a transmission. So the harness goes out like that. And so the bracket is like against the transmission like this. There's a bolt in here. It's a transmission. And it's like a cup like that to there. This little ledge thingy, it's literally like that big. So you'll probably need a deep socket 1/4 inch, which I don't have. I wonder if I could keep it in until I lower the transmission. If I lower it slowly, that should give me enough room to unbolt it. I've made a executive decision on leaving this like bolt where the bracket is up here, leaving that until I drop the back of the transmission. Moving on, we're just going to take off these clutch lines. Another thing we have to take off is this plate here, which covers these at the bottom of the transmission where the head is on the other side. We should be good to start taking off the bell housing bolts. Okay, almost there, almost there. Not really, but over halfway, which is good. Here, make sure you have a good pair of these flare nut wrench. Okay, we're good. Woo! It's alright. We got it. Okay. Okay, so here I just made a template that I'm going to use to put the bolts, just so I could keep tabs on where the bolts go. Some bolts are longer than others. Some bolts go in from the engine side. All of them are a 14 mil, I believe. Overall, it hasn't been too bad. It was just that bracket that I spent like an hour and a half trying to get that out. Everything is pretty much straightforward. Let's get the bell housing bolts off and then let's try to drop the transmission. Okay, so these three here, that one in there, they all go from the engine side. Probably start on this side with the starter motor ones, these two. Yeah, there's like 4 bolts on the top. Whoever just wanted to lay here on a big job, just have a little nap. I would happily sleep under here. I just need a pillow and a blanket. Bolt here and this one here that I'm gonna take off first, and then we'll take off these ones all under here from the engine side. I already loosened this one because there was a bracket holding the O2 sensors and stuff, so I just took the bracket off. So first one to add to the diagram. One, the top of the starter motor. Okay, so we do have to push the starter motor into the engine. Well, not into the engine, but like towards the engine, just so the teeth on the starter motor is not touching the teeth on the flywheel. Like I'm in Pokemon, just collecting all these gym badges. We'll go engine side and tackle these 3 under here. Okay, so this way. So I just keep envisioning as soon as I take these bolts off, Chad's is gonna fall and just crush me. Put that from the other side. Just like that. Bang! 3 badges! Yeah, okay, let's fast forward this bit, and if there's anything that I need to tell you, then I'll let you guys know. Finally got the 2 top bolts. They were such a pain in the ass. Took me like 2 hours just to get the 2 top bolts off. People use like hella extensions and swivel sockets and stuff, but that was not working for me because it was just getting stuck in between the top of the transmission and the trans tunnel. There was not enough room for the socket to go on top of the bolt head. So what I did is went straight onto the bolt with a socket and a ratchet, and I just sent it. Used literally all my strength, all my force to try get that off, and yeah, it worked. It was so tight and it was just such an awkward angle, so you weren't in the best position to have like the leverage. But now we're ready to kind of drop the transmission. I'll show you what I did with the two top bolts. And so with the two top bolts, there's one on each side of the center of the transmission. What I did is use a ratchet with a socket, and I went in here. I had the ratchet kind of upside down like that, and then I had to pull from here and pull down so hard. On the other side is basically the same thing. I had to use a deep socket on the other side just so you can get to this gap here. This side I just went normal socket, and on the other side I use a deep socket 17. On the other side you have to push up, lefty loosey righty tighty. Those damn bolts are off. Did take off the mid pipe just so I have more room in the tunnel, and I also disconnected the actual shifter, so it's just a 12mm bolt, and then on the top the 3 bolts on the triangle plate. Now we're onto dropping the actual transmission. Finally take those 2 out, then take this transmission mount out, and then we'll drop the transmission. We'll probably have to wiggle it, get these connectors on this side that I couldn't get to, and so I won't have enough room. Hey, I'm always wearing Crocs. Anyways, so I won't have enough space to get the transmission out of the car, so the plan is to just drop the transmission, roll it back as far as we can. Let's get the jack into position. Exciting, but very, very nerve-wracking. Oops. I'm just going to take off these last 4 bolts over here. I'm in such an awkward position right now. This is why you should do it on a hoist, because it'll make your life so much easier. Put it in work. Put in so much work. I'm just gonna park the car out, sell the car. If you're thinking of doing this on the floor in the garage, it's doable, but it really depends on how patient you are. The transmission mount is disconnected. Oh man, I'm so scared. Oh, okay. It's almost out. Oh my gosh. Oh, you can do it. You know you want to come out. Oh, it's out. Oh my gosh. Wait, back. Oh shit. Oh sheesh. I need to get this bracket off ASAP. Finally. This is the bracket that I was fighting with, I was talking to you guys about. It's held on by these 2, and there's one more right in here. I don't know if you can, that bolt right there, that bolt. If you have a deep socket 1/4 inch, that's going to take this out. It holds this, and this one here, and also with this one up here, this connects to one all the way up here. The way to get that out is to lower the transmission a little bit. Just push down this. I just use a small screwdriver, just push down this and then pull it. Take that out first because this is a shorter line. Finally got this one out. They're all 12mm bolts. Let's try to guide this back as far as we can go. Get your car as high as possible just so you can actually take the transmission out. I knew I wouldn't be able to get the transmission out. Now up here is the guide pin. There's one on either side. That's just to align the transmission side onto the engine side when you put it back together. This CSC has survived over 10 years. I can't wait to see what my clutch is like. This is still stock clutch. So if you want to see that, watch the next video when I replace my clutch, because I'm wondering how they are or how they look like after 13 years. Watch that video, it's coming up next week. And yeah, okay, that's how you drive your transmission, and hope you guys enjoyed it. And don't forget to click that subscribe button down below. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.